Namaste everybody. Welcome to our channel. This video is about Yam Ka Dharm. This is where Guru Pashupati is speaking about the importance of why today humanity needs this knowledge more than ever about what is the right way to practice Yam. Yam is a word that we all have heard. It's a word mentioned in a lot of yoga shastras, and nobody truly understands what is the right way for humanity to practice Yam. Why should one practice it in the first place? Things like this, Guru Pashupati will be answering in this video. Namaste, everybody. Namaste, Guruji.
That's it.
Welcome to today's episode. Guruji, you have recently started giving Dharma Upadesh to people on our website, Trilok Akhada.
That's right.
And we got like an overwhelming response for that. And this episode today, I wanted to talk on those lines with you about the next Updesh that you are planning to give this month on Bharani, about Yam. What does it mean, and why did you plan to give this Dharma Upadesh to humanity right now?
Okay. Because, unless you've gone through some kind of hardship, you cannot become strong without going through hardship. And yam is that kind of hardship of the mind where you have to control the mind. You gain control over the mind by constantly controlling the mind little by little. You know? So it's not easy. Yama is not easy, but these are ways. If you can practice the yam, which is basically control over your actions, if you're able to do that, your mind will have a shape. Otherwise, your mind cannot be a container of anything great because it's not strong. It doesn't have strong walls. It'll break. Your mind will break. If it takes a little bit of pressure, it'll break. So, how to build a steel mind? That's what Yama is all about. That's what everyone needs now in Satyug. Because, to say the truth, you need to have a steel mind. The lie trades in fear. So, fear is the currency of the lie. People first make you afraid, then you become a liar. Once you started lying to yourself about who you are and or lying about every relationship that you have, that it has some hope. People know very clearly their relationship has no hope, but they keep lying that it has hope. So it's very important that we have sharp minds, strong minds, minds that can take failure and rejection. Yam will build that mind, powerful enough to take failure and rejection, to take suffering, to take discipline. That's what Yama is all about. Yeah. Now, who doesn't need this? Everybody needs it.
Yeah.
Because you can't do a single thing if you don't have what I'm talking about right now. That mind. If you don't have that kind of mind, you can't achieve a single thing in Satyug. Because your lies won't cut it. They'll stop giving you rewards. Lies will only get punishment in Satyug. Again and again, you'll be punished. So, you have to be strong enough to contain the truth, to make your mind strong enough to contain the truth, which is to have a goal and know your role clearly. Then only you can have some truth about it. So if you follow your role, you're being true. If you don't follow your role, you're not being true. It's not some absolute truth. No, truth is never absolute. Truth is always relative. That's called Maya. And if you get rid of Maya, then there's nothing. Basically, nothing. What does nothing feel like? You don't even know. You can't even imagine because Maya is taking such good care of you. And you are in it. You're in this Maya. So if you want to understand who is Maya, you need to have a really strong mind. And that's why Yama is so important. So Yama is like a non-compromisable part of being a yogi. It's also a non-compromisable part of being a citizen of Satyug. Yeah.
So, Guruji, you just mentioned Maya, and there was something called Kalyug Maya in Kalyug, right? And Maya is something that people also misunderstand. At the same time, everybody is part of it. Everybody's bodies is it. That's Maya. And nobody knows how to deal with it. So, does Yam, having Yam, understanding Yam Ka Dharm, Um, will that have any role with respect to people understanding Maya or them playing a role in the Maya, the role that is assigned to them?
Yeah, 100%. Because a strong mind will help you to realize what is your goal. You just have to realize your goal. You don't have to make a goal. You already have a goal. Your body is breathing. It has a goal. It's getting ready for some future. It's already there. So you have a goal. Now you have to become aware of what is your body's goal. What is your body getting ready to do next? And you have to come out of that and put a proper goal, which is like for a few hundred years at least. Then your body will get ready for it. That's the way to live long if you want to live long. You need to have some kind of clarity about what you want to do. And that only comes when you start feeling, when you start when you start learning all the lessons that you've not learned, when you learn all the lessons you're refusing to learn and you become wise. There's so many lessons that are knocked on you, so many failures you've had. Nothing teaches you like failure, right? You can't learn anything from success. You can't learn. You just can't. But you can learn from failure. So all the failures that you just pressed to the side, kind of recovered from, and they say that every once in a while you stumble on the truth. That's when you fail.
Mm.
But people just pick themselves up and keep going. They don't investigate the truth after they stumble on it.
Mm.
The truth makes you stumble. You have to fall. When you fall in, that's when you've been in your absolute truth. And from there, you made some stories, weakling stories, nothing heroic. So you've not done anything heroic because your mind is all over the place. You have to become a hero. To be a human is to be a hero, right? Otherwise, you're a victim. You're like an animal. You're like a chicken. Chicken is a victim of human. You're also a victim of human. What is the difference? You're a chicken with feelings. Chicken also has feelings. Everything has feelings, okay? But it doesn't have confusion about its role. Even over there, its body has figured out that I am just going to become food at some point, and it's producing that kind of body only. The consciousness in that chicken is like, I'm going to be eaten. It's given up. It's like the victim of the victim. That's what its body is now building when you eat it. But if you catch one wild, it's a different body. But people who eat farmed ones, that's a different body. But still, whatever you'll take up the consciousness and the karmas of whatever you eat. If you don't know what to do with it, if you don't know how to wash it away, then you should know all these things. These are all things that you need to know. Okay. When is it dharma? Well, you should have a sharp mind. See, everything depends on the goal. If the goal is dharmic, then the action is dharmic. What you are planning, which will take you towards that dharma, it's dharmic. So absolutely something is not good or bad. Any action is not absolutely good or bad. Depends on the situation. You don't know the whole story. It's easy for you to judge. If you sit and judge, you will not know anything. But if you go and talk to the person, you'll understand, whoa, they had some solid reasoning behind this. So that's why I talk to dumb people and I ask them, what's your solid reasoning behind this? It's very convincing when they say it. But after they say it once, they're like, what kind of person am I that I have such thoughts? So they can't say it. They feel shame. And that shame is where you change. Right? And that's where you go back to your shame, you go back to your defeat, you go back to your failure. There are so many lessons to be learned, which you've not learned.
Yeah.
And you don't have the power to learn it also, unless you develop some yam ka dharma. So that's why you need to learn this.
So is this teaching that you'll be teaching in Dharma Upadesh Guruji,
Yeah.
is it the same as what is mentioned in Yoga Shastras, the Yam and Yam?
This yam is the one given to me by Kali. She was my guru also of martial arts. So These 10 yams and 10 niyams. There are only 5 in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. But we insist on more things. There are 5 more things, and some of them are not same also. They're different. Because ahimsa comes as a niyam in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, but it comes as a yam here. So we'll get into this, and I'll explain all that in the life which is happening. After many, many years, I'm able to teach this because there's a market for it. People are interested in it now. They want to learn.
Yeah, I mean, the response we got on Dharma Upadesh was surprising for us also because
Not for me. I knew that so many people are interested. That's why I started.
yeah,
Yeah. Thousands and thousands of people are interested.
yeah.
So let's get on it. Dharma Upadesh. I never thought that I'll be able to live even to the place where this Upadesh would be delivered because there were so many attacks on me since I was a child just for following Dharma in Kali Yuga. If you follow Dharma, you get attacked. In Kali Yuga, not anymore. In Satyug, if you don't follow Dharma, you'll get attacked. That's the problem. The tables are completely flipped. And so people are finding frustration. Nothing is going as they would have thought, considering how evil they are.
Yeah.
All the evil people are like, what's going on? You know? So there are clearly very evil forces acting in the world. But so what? You follow, you know the dharma that has changed and the maya that has changed now. It's different now. Satyug's maya is very sattvic, the most sattvic, purest. So you have to be pure, otherwise she will throw you out. Boundaries. You have to understand, which maya you're now dealing with. It's Shakti. It takes 150 years for everyone to accept the Shakti of this. And so it's also called Shakti Yuga, this transition period. Siddha Yuga. Those who take their time and understand Shakti will become Siddhas. So it's called Siddha Yuga also. Right? But this is the time where we start moving towards Yam and Niyam. These are rules which we follow social rules and personal rules. So the personal rules are called Yam. We'll learn that first. Then we'll learn the social rules, how to draw boundaries. It's going to blow your mind,
Yeah.
this thing. People are not exposed to this knowledge. They don't know anything about it. That's why.
Yeah, you were telling us, Guruji, that in English, Yam would translate to the Dharma of Moral Boundary.
Yeah.
So people have never really heard about something like moral boundary. They have heard about, like, yeah, you are supposed to have morals as a human being. They've heard about boundaries as well. But something like moral boundary, what is that? Like, how do you explain that to a human being?
Anything that has a structure has a boundary. Correct?
Hmm.
Your house has a structure, it has a boundary, which is called my house. Beyond that boundary, certain behavior is being tolerated and certain behavior is not being tolerated.
Yeah.
In everybody's house, they have boundaries, they follow it. But when it comes to their own mind and what they will let into it, they don't have boundaries. And when they understand that that this is a sin, this is not a good thing, because the mind is given to you by Devi. As 4 forms of consciousness, she sits. 5 forms of consciousness, and even the 6th form of consciousness is there. All secret stuff, right? Turyatita. And then there is what is called the origin, Adi. It's a different kind of consciousness. So there are many kinds of consciousness. And Devi is the one who gives you control over your senses so that you can reflect what's coming to your consciousness. Otherwise, everything, whatever comes to your consciousness, will be blurred. You will not see patterns. Everything is not connected to each other. You just will not see how things work in this world. You won't have an idea of how things work in this world. So that's why, Yama is so important. Who can live without it? Just nobody. Just, don't think about it. Go and sign up for Dharma Upadesh simply because it's never happened. It'll never happen again. Something I say will change you. If you have Guru Bhakti, otherwise don't come. If you understand that I can change your life, then you come. And you have respect for me and bhakti towards me. You have to keep the Guru in the place of God. You have to literally do his puja. That's when you will get blessings. Okay? That's how it works. A true Guru and God are not different because I have gone to the highest possible consciousnesses and the highest and purest of Mayas, and I bring crores and crores and crores of years of experience into this world for those who will now continue to shape it. Instead of it being shaped by chaos, it will be shaped again by people who have come to serve. They've come to serve massive amounts of people. And there are people like that. They're called Siddhas. They're the ones who will come and change this yuga. They're the ones who will come and build things so that Satya is possible. So all of them, they need to jump into my Upadesh. If you don't get Guru's Upadesh every month, you will be confused.
Yeah.
That's all. It's that simple. That's why you should come for Yama. Start gaining control on your mind. I've already made a very beautiful first Updesh, which you can readily access right now. And so go for it. Don't stop yourself.
Thank you, Guruji. How would it change a human being's life, a being who is stuck in the outside world? How does a proper understanding of what is Yam, how does it change their life? How does it change their mind?
You can't be so distracted and then learn Yam. So you have to not be distracted. You have to have your brain together and you have to have clarity that you are most eager and most turned on by the idea of having a controlled mind. That you will view with disgust any immature behavior of your mind, which is coming from a child state. And you will understand the power and the self control of being an adult human being. And then the power and self control of being a dharmic human being, which will take you up a ladder, which ends in being a Siddha. So people who are hungry to follow Dharma, just follow Dharma. You can't be a Siddha if you don't follow Dharma. So I've kept these Upadeshas like very accessible so that thousands of people can sign up. And that's what I want. So get yourself and everybody around you to register and sign up because what I'm going to teach this month is going to change you like how a blacksmith changes bendable, breakable steel into a sword. Like that. So this is my forgery blacksmith workshop. These Dharma Updeshas are my blacksmith workshop where you will be forged into the sword, which is the lineage of Siddhas, Shiva Khadga. Shiva's lineage starts from Shiva, then Parvati, then Nandi, then Agastya, then Babaji, then me. That's the sword. And the edge and the tip of the sword is you. That's when you learn Dharma from your Guru. You become worthy of a bigger place in the metaphysical universe, the universe that we know exists and we go running there when things go wrong, But otherwise, we don't give much attention to it. Or we do it out of a sense of anxiety or fear. We do our pujas and things like that. So they're all accessing the other worlds. How many worlds are there? And what can you access? All this you will understand as you listen to the Dharma Upadesh. Just in searching for your role itself, you'll understand, wow, I don't want to be a unidimensional being who's just told what to do like a chicken and I do it, or a sheep and basically get eaten. I make someone else rich and die. Like a lot of people are like that. You didn't come here to make someone else rich and die. You came here to enjoy the wealth of the earth, which is right now in a very unwealthy situation thanks to the kind of pollution that we brought to it. And I just want everybody to clean up their shit and then clean up humanity's shit because there's too much shit. It's heroic work. So I need you to be in top shape for this, which is why I'm doing this Updesh. So I hope you find this exciting. If you found this scary, then don't come. Don't come there and then, don't gamble. You'll either love what I said or you'll find it scary. Don't gamble if you find it scary. If you love what I said, you come. Simple, no?
Yeah.
Easy to decide if it is for you or not.
Thank you for the clarity, Guruji. Guru Pashupati gives Dharma Upadesh every month on Bharani Nakshatra on our website, which is trilokakhada.com. There is a section on the website which is called Pashupati Peetham. It's our Guru Peeth. That's where the Dharma Upadesh is hosted. You can find more details about this in the description of this video. You can find all the details and you can sign up. If you subscribe, you just don't get the Updesh of that month, but you also get the Updesh of the previous months and the coming months as well. Thank you so much, Guruji.
You're welcome.